At this time, I want to bring forward Rabbi Orichman as he comes to recite a reading for your hearing. Please receive him now.
Thank you. Don't worry, I didn't bring this cup with me to have a l'chaim, to have a drink. There's no alcohol here. But I'm going to be using it as a charity box, because I always begin with a goodness, act of goodness and kindness to put charity into this temporary charity box. I'm sitting here and I'm just having chills just to think that when new governor is elected, when new people come into power, they receive special energy from God, from above, to be able to fulfill their powers. So it's not just an ordinary day, and it's not just that we're starting the day. I'm overwhelmed by it, that we're starting the day with God and with prayers, because it's God who is giving you and all the elected officials today the strength and the power to accomplish all of your goals. Let me begin. Governor and First Lady DeSantis, Lieutenant Governor Nunes, Attorney General Moody, Chief Financial Officer Patronis, Commissioner of Agriculture Fried, honorable public servants, distinguished guests, family members, and fellow Floridians. This coming Saturday, in synagogues all around the world, Jews continue to read the book of Exodus. And the portion of Exodus that is read on this coming Shabbat, the Jewish Sabbath, continues the saga of the greatest Jewish prophet and leader of all time, Charlton Heston. But in all seriousness, my friends, I would like to talk today about the Moses of history, not Hollywood. And what lesson for our reality we might learn from him today. Moses was born into persecution, a member of a race of slaves marked for eradication. Every baby boy of the Hebrews was thrown into the Nile River, the Bible tells us. And so Moses' mother put him in a floating basket on the water and let him go. We have all heard the rest of the story. Batya, daughter of the Pharaoh himself, sees the basket, saves the baby, and raises the little boy as her own in the royal palace. Moses grows up as a prince, but never forgets his roots. As a young man, he steps out of the palace to see the suffering of his brothers firsthand. When he witnesses injustice, an Egyptian officer beating a Hebrew slave for no good reason, he takes action. He kills the attacker to defend the innocent. It is a scandal. He's slated for execution, but he escapes by a miracle and flees to another country, where again he sees injustice and takes action. A few young women herding their father's sheep are attacked by local men. Moses takes a stand and fights them off. Moses goes on to become the greatest Jewish leader of history. The man called by God himself to deliver the Torah, God's manual of morality to the Jewish nation, and by extension, to the entire world. Yet the Torah described Moses as the humblest of all men upon the face of the earth. Let us probe that for a moment. How could the greatest leaders see himself as ordinary? To understand this, we must understand what is meant by humility. Rabbi Menachem Mendel Schneerson, the Lubavitcher Rebbe, whose emissaries are here today, explains that contrary to the conventional wisdom, humility does not always mean staying out of sight or living a simple life. Humility can also mean moving ourselves out of our own way, allowing the skills and talents gifted to us by God to shine. Moses never thought, I'm such an hero. He just knew what was right, and he knew what to do when he saw what was wrong. That is why humility and public service do not have to contradict one another. You can be a leader with humility. You can lead your community, your family, and your own life by realizing and utilizing the talents you have given by God and not hiding or being shy. When you realize that your powers and talents are not your own, but come to you from God, then you have humility, public service, and leadership all in one. My friends, the state of Florida is blessed with sincere and humble leaders. Our new governor-elect, our new lieutenant governor, and our new cabinet. And many others honorable public servants, men and women who put others first and sacrifice a great deal so as to lead. And so I would like to offer a prayer. God, please bless our honorable governor, Ron DeSantis, and the First Lady, Lieutenant Governor, Attorney General, CFO, Agriculture Commissioner, and all the leaders of our great state of Florida. Let them realize all the powers and talents given to them by you, and may they make our state, our country, and world a better place. Bless our humble public servants with the wisdom to make all the right decisions, the understanding with which to relate to all people, and the knowledge needed to be most effective. And protect and defend every public servant and first responder throughout Florida. Grant them safety and security as they carry out their duties, and bless them to find favor in the eyes of all. As you told Moses, "Ve'ata lech ve'anochi ehyeh," and now go, and I shall be with you. May you be with our public servants too, and may our every good deed increase the goodness and kindness in our work, add up to tip the scale of good and evil, and usher in the final redemption of mankind speedily in our days. Amen.